Hey guys, so I was supposed to do a bunch of videos leading up to the Oscars, my top 10 movies of 2020, my Oscar movies ranked video, my predictions video, my reaction video, and I never got to do any of those. I didn't even get to see all the Oscars this year, Oscar Best Picture nominees this year. I'm gonna blame Sam. We had time. Our week this week got so loaded with stuff. Her birthday was yesterday. And then today we made a plan to watch Mank. And she was late. And we had dinner with my family at 4 o'clock. We didn't have the time to watch the movie. So, as a result, I don't really have a full ranking for it. Maybe I'll do a video of it. Like, I have the ranking, I just don't have Mank. So maybe once I watch Mank, I'll put out my ranking, but it will probably be a little too late for that. Let me know if you're interested still. But right here, I have my Oscar ballots. And I'm going to let you know my predictions and then what I want to win in those categories. And Sam's going to do this too, but she's hasn't filled it out yet. And we got an hour and a half till the Oscars. So let's get into it with... We're going to go from like the least cared about stuff, like the shorts, and make our way to Best Picture. And we got here documentary short. I have a love song for Latasha because I've heard that that's the favorite, and I'm just gonna take their word on it because I don't watch short films. Would I? Maybe, but I don't even know where to find most of them, and then I don't even get to watch all the actual movies I want to watch every year, so... Live action short, Two Distant Strangers, that's my pick. Heard same thing, that and The Letter Room are the favorites. I heard Two Distant Strangers is the favorite, but The Letter Room might have a good chance because Oscar Isaac's in it, and when there's known actors in short films, they usually tend to do very well at the Oscars. Then we got animated short films. I wanted to watch this one. I might watch this after I'm done recording because we have time. If Anything Happens, I Love You is my pick, followed by Burrow as like maybe what I would want because I saw Burrow. I didn't see If Anything Happens, I Love You. Visual effects, we got Tenet. I have Tenet in that, and I actually want Tenet to win as well just because I think... Tenet was actually a really solid film that a lot of people gave so much shit because it came out during the pandemic, didn't do as well when it came to money and box office. I think Tenet's a great film, and it had great visual effects. Do I think it deserves the Best Picture? No, not at all, but it was a great film. And then we got sound. I think it's an obvious choice. Sound of Metal has to win this. The whole movie's about sound. The things they do with sound in this film are phenomenal. So I'm going to go with Sound of Metal. Switching hands. My hand's starting to cramp up. Then we got the production design category with Mank as the winner, in my opinion. What I think's should win is The Father. That movie, with such a simple, concept, the production design was great on it because the way they switched the production design around to go with the film's story and help draw the film forward, I think was perfection. But I do think Mank's going to win it because of the black and white aesthetic of it and the old Hollywood stuff. So that's my choice for what will win. Makeup and hairstyling, it has to go to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I watched that film, wasn't a big fan. It's not bad, there's a lot to it, but all around, without those performances being so incredible, the film on its own is just not that great, in my opinion. But the production design and the costumes and the makeup, all of that was on point. So I think makeup and hairstyling is definitely going to Ma Rainey's, and I think they deserve it. Editing is going to Sound of Metal, in my opinion. I think The Trial of the Chicago 7 has flashier editing and more of the stereotypical editing that would win, but I just have a feeling Sound of Metal's going to get that category. But I think The Father should. As I said earlier with the production design, how it changes throughout and this and that, I think the editing in The Father to make you feel that you're as lost as the people who have this disease is phenomenal. Heading back down to the bottom of the sheet, costume design is going to be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and I think it deserves it. I could see Mank pulling an upset, though. And you never know, maybe Pinocchio. What I never got to see. I actually was interested in like the hardcore Pinocchio movie that came out last year. Cinematography would be Nomadland, and I think it deserves it. It had some beautiful shots. It wasn't too flashy, but it was just like beautiful Midwest of the United States, and I just think it deserves it, and I think it will end up winning that category. Then original song, we got Speak Now from One Night in Miami. Have not seen that film. I wanted to watch it, I just never got the time, and when I did have the time, I chose other things. Maybe that will be a mistake, maybe I'm missing out on a great film, but I'll get to it eventually. And who do I want to win? I really don't care too much, but I'm going to go Eurovision just because I think it'd be funny that Eurovision won. Original score is going to be Soul. I kind of want it to be Minari. I love Soul. Soul's one of my favorite movies of last year, and it's definitely deserving of all the awards it gets. But I just feel that Minari had like such a mellow score that really it really grasped what was going on in the film and made it better, in my opinion. But moving on to the next would be documentary feature. I think my Octopus Teacher will be the winner. And I watched Time, but I fell asleep, so I know everyone was on Time's side for the majority of the whole award season, but I heard that it was switching to my Octopus Teacher. I haven't seen any of these. I really want to see pretty much all of them. So hopefully within a few upcoming weeks, I can get through that list. Animated feature, I think it's a no-brainer that Soul is going to win it. And I want Soul to win it, but if I had a choice to give it to any other movie, it would be Wolfwalkers, because that animation was beautiful. The story was beautiful. It was a great, great film. It's up there in my top of the years last year. International film, it has to be Another Round. Thomas Vinterberg got nominated for director. There's no chance they don't give the award for international film to Another Round. And you know what? It deserves it. That movie is brilliant. I just recently watched The Hunt, what was the Thomas Vinterberg's other movie with Mads Mikkelsen, and that was phenomenal as well. So Another Round all the way. Adapted screenplay, I'm going Nomadland. Does any of it stick out to me? Not really. I could also see The Father getting it. I just really don't want to see Borat getting any Oscars because I just don't think it deserves it. In any other year, it wouldn't have even been considered on this list, and somehow it got in on multiple categories, and that's unbelievable. And kudos to them. They did their thing, and people loved it, but I'm not for it. And then we got original screenplay. It's going to be Promising Young Woman. If anyone's going to compete with it, it's The Trial of the Chicago 7. Aaron Sorkin is like the godfather of screenplays. And it was a great screenplay. I just feel Promising Young Woman has all the momentum going forward. And that's going to be the one that captures the prize tonight. And then we got actress in a supporting role. We're getting into the heavy hitters of the categories, the acting and the directing and the best picture. I think I'm going Yoo Jung-un from Minari. I hope I said her name right. And you know what? I really think she deserves it. For someone I've never seen in a movie before, She did phenomenal. You really bought her as this annoying grandmother who had just a heart of gold underneath her hard shell. And I haven't seen Mank. I heard Amanda Seyfried was the favorite months back and just hasn't won any of it, so I highly doubt she's going to be in. Olivia Colman did great in The Father. I just don't think it's a standout performance for me. Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, a movie I watched, and it's not a great movie. It's kind of like a made-for-TV type film, but I thought there was a lot of heart behind it, and I don't think it was politically driven like people thought it would be. I just don't expect her to win an Oscar for that, even though I think they really want to give her an Oscar, because that's why she's nominated here. Because she's also probably going to get a Razzie if she hasn't already. I don't know when the Razzies are. And Maria Bakalova, no. I'm sorry, no. She was good. She did her part well, but she did not warrant a Oscar nom. In any other year, that's not happening. I would actually rather give Elizabeth Moss for Invisible Man, a nom. Moving on now, actors in a supporting role. I think all of the actors here did a great job, except Leslie Odom Jr. Haven't seen that film, so I can't comment. It's going to be Daniel Kaluuya. He's won everything. I don't see it changing tonight. I would like to see Paul Raci win. I've really liked him. I've never seen him in anything before. I thought he killed it. Lakeith did great. And you know what? Sacha Baron Cohen was one of my favorite parts of the trial. Actress in a leading role is Carey Mulligan. I think she's pretty much solidified as the favorite right now, but this is a crazy... every award show, someone different was winning, but I really think Carey Mulligan's going to take it home, and I think she deserves it. If I was to give it to someone else, I think Viola Davis was really a standout in Ma Rainey's, but I'm a big Frances McDormand fan, but she's won too many times. They're never going to give her another Oscar. Actor in a leading role, Chadwick Boseman. They're not going to pass up that opportunity. And he deserves it. He was probably the best part of Ma Rainey's, and he deserves it. But with the passing of him, they're not going to snub him this year. They're not. It's their last chance to give him an Oscar. He's the only person of color nominated in the... Well, Riz Ahmed, I don't know what Riz Ahmed is nationality-wise, but I just feel like Chadwick has everything working for him. He's won every other award. But I could see Anthony Hopkins stealing it. I thought Anthony Hopkins was great. Riz Ahmed was amazing. Probably my favorite of the performances was Anthony Hopkins. But it's going to Chadwick. All of these people deserve their nominees, by the way. And then director with the most different year in directing, with 2 women, an Asian, a Dutch, I think Thomas Vinterberg's Dutch, and a white guy, David Fincher, all getting recognized this year. And I think Chloe Zhao is taking it with Nomadland. Nomadland was an incredible film about, like, people that we never really think about and in the world, and we should. They live with no possessions or very little possessions, and it's like freeing. I don't think I could do it, but I would love to try to, but I'm never going to do it. You've seen my collection. I get into the grand prize of them all. The best picture results are going to land in Nomadland's favor. I'm almost 100% on this one that Nomadland is walking away with the Oscar tonight. And just so you guys can see, it is 6:49 on... I can't do this. I'm trying to show you that I'm not recording this after. It's on the 25th, Sunday. This is my only way to prove it, but it's not focusing. Hopefully you can make it out. And I'm going to just make this one big video. I'm going to film my reaction later. And hopefully you guys enjoy. See you guys after the Oscars. Hey guys, what's up? So I'm back. It's the day after the Oscars. I'm going to try not to blind you with the light. And I got the results of me and Sam's Oscar picks. Few shockers were put out there. Hold on. I'm going to get my chair bench thing so I'm not just hovering around the whole time. Much better. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. Sam didn't do too hot this year. She only got 10 of 23 categories correct, and I got 17 out of 23. But I had so much confidence that I'd get like 21. And I missed on a few. I think we all missed on a few, to be honest. I don't think anyone... that's not true. I'm sure a few people called Anthony Hopkins winning Best Lead Actor, but I just really didn't see it being with everything that happened with Chadwick Boseman this year and how great he did in that movie. It's his last film, I believe, and it's a shame, but I think Anthony Hopkins truly deserved it. He was, I think, my favorite performance of the year. I have to be honest. And I did fill out a want sheet, so let's see. Did I put him as the want? I think I did. Yeah, I put Anthony Hopkins or Riz Ahmed. Chadwick Boseman was my third favorite of the three. Well, of all the nominees. Stephen Yeun following, and then Gary Oldman. I didn't see Mank, but shock. It was definitely a shock. And then I picked Carey Mulligan to win Best Lead Actor, and it was Frances McDormand, who I think is really deserving of the Oscar, but I just didn't expect it with her already having 3 Oscars, 2 Oscar wins in the past. I expected Carey Mulligan to get it because she was phenomenal and promising young woman. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all about that one. And then adapted screenplay going to The Father. I chose Nomadland. I'm happy with The Father getting it. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. Just very unexpected. I really thought Nomadland was going to get that because I knew it was getting Best Picture and Best Director. So I thought it was going to win that. I'm happy that Sound of Metal got at least one Oscar win. I wish it would have got a little more. But it was deserving of the editing award. And I wouldn't have minded seeing production design went to Mank. I haven't seen Mank, but I really was hoping The Father would get it. Because, like I said, if you have seen the movie, The Father's production design changes multiple times throughout it. And it really progresses the story of the film right along. Song, I put Speak Now from One Night in Miami, and it was... I don't remember what won that. See, I should write down the winners, but I don't. But Sam does, so we're going to look at her page, and it was Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah. I didn't even remember a song in that movie, to be honest. But Judas deserved a lot of the praise it got that Oscar night, including Daniel Kaluuya, who definitely should have won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Cinematography was another one I really thought Nomadland had in the bag, considering the beautiful shots, the landscapes, and all of that. And it went to Mank. Can't comment on it. Haven't seen it. But I think that's really it. I mean, couple shocks. Definitely a couple shocks. I would have not expected to be here talking about Anthony Hopkins winning, but you know what? He put a beautiful post up on Instagram of him thanking the Academy and saying how, like, at 82 years old, he would never expect to be here winning an Oscar, and I'm very happy for him. He's definitely deserving. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. It's a shame he didn't get his Oscar before he passed or had got this Oscar to cap off a brilliant career, but I can't take it away from Anthony Hopkins because he was phenomenal. Other than that, I have to be honest, I kept dozing off throughout the Oscars. It was one of the most boring Oscars I've ever watched. And I know the Oscars aren't always the most thrilling event, but like this year you really felt it with from the hosts, some of the hosts. The presenters were all right, but the host, what's her name? Why can't I think of it? She did One Night in Miami. I actually really like her as an actor, and I'm blanking on her name, but I just didn't love her as a host. She kind of annoyed me. Without the theatrics of the Oscars, it kind of fell a little short in my opinion, but that being said, I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad they held it. I know a lot of people are out there saying they shouldn't have thrown the Oscars because COVID and the movies, there wasn't enough movie. You know what? Then what do you do with these movies? You put them on next year's Oscars? Because then all these movies will be forgotten about. And they were all very deserving films. And if anything, I think that last year should have broadened people's horizons when it came to film and movies and different stuff instead of just watching blockbusters. And I love them. I love blockbusters. I love horror. I don't love horror, but I like horror films. Those are a very popular genre. Superhero films. Kong and Godzilla. Great. I had a lot of fun watching that movie. But I love like films, deeper dramas, stuff like that. And last year was filled with great ones. Maybe a few missed out because they got delayed, but these films deserve the praise they got. And if you don't feel that way, that's your opinion, and I'm fine with that. But I just think these films really needed this, and we kind of needed this as film lovers. Because as much as I didn't like the hosting and some of the people that presented, everyone said how the theaters need to be saved, and that I like that. I like Netflix. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing that we can watch movies at home, but I do think you're missing something when you're not in the theaters, and it's just an industry worth saving. I'm going to leave on that note. Oscars 2021 was a success, 17-10. Well, I won 17 out of 23. Sam's 10. Kind of a abysmal list she put together. So I won. I usually win. She beat me one year, though. And we keep track of every year. Next year, I'm going to try, if I'm still doing this YouTube thing, to put out some more videos leading up to it, like a ranking of all the Oscar movies that I didn't do this year. My best of 2020 is still coming. I'm going to do that this week. Promise you. Probably going to regret that, but I promise. So, as always, my hand's shaking. Gotta shake it out. As always, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.